Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Foreigners in Saint Petersburg. Today we have Alina from Brazil. Welcome Alina.
Hello guys.
How long have you been in Saint Petersburg?
So I first arrived in January this year, so a little bit more than 10 months.
And for what reason you came to Saint Petersburg?
Well, I first came because of my love for Grupo Kino, which is a rock band from here, St. Petersburg. It was famous in the 80s actually, and it's like very iconic here. So I came to see the city of Victor Tsoi, the vocalist of this band, and ended up falling in love with the city.
That's a special reason, a rock band.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to stay here?
So, well, I made lots of friends, and I also got even more interested in Russian culture in general, and also St. Petersburg definitely I think is the coolest city I already ever been in my life. So I didn't even think twice before, staying here.
Great. Have you seen a lot from the city?
I don't think that I have seen so much, but like my Russian friends say, you need at least 2 years to get to really know the city. So yeah, I am just starting.
Okay. If you would recommend something to see in the city, what would you recommend to our viewers?
Well, for the ones interested in cinema, I would definitely recommend Angkor Cinema, which is a theater that actually shows movies in the original language, which is a little bit hard to find in Russia. Many like commercial cinemas, they show only dubbed movies. So it's great because they show in the original language, and also there is a Rodina, which is a beautiful beauty in the city center, who also shows movies in the original language. And also, I would like to recommend a restaurant here in St. Petersburg that I think St. Petersburg is one of the few cities in the world that has raw vegan restaurants. And there's one here called Raw Family that I go pretty much every day, which use only raw products, and which is amazing, really. I never have been to a restaurant like that in my life before, so yeah. I really love it, so I highly recommend it.
Okay. Now you start about the restaurant. How familiar are you with Russian food?
Well, I am a vegetarian and going towards more like raw vegan diet. So I'm not exploring a lot of Russian cuisine right now because most of it has meat, of course. But I love potatoes, so I'm quite happy here because you can always find anything with potatoes and also mushrooms. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my diet here when I'm not eating raw vegan stuff.
Yeah. Is it for a vegan or a vegetarian easy to find restaurants here in the city?
Well,
Is there a lot of choice?
According to my Russian friends, no. But me as a Brazilian, I think it's quite easy to find. I mean, at least in the city center. So yeah, I know at least 4 or 5 vegetarian and vegan friendly restaurants. So I think it's a lot compared to at least some other cities in the world.
Okay. And if you should recommend something to do in the city, what would you recommend?
Well, I think walking around to start off, the city is so beautiful. It's like breathtaking. Sometimes you feel you are in another time, living in another moment. So I think that walking around definitely, and even in the winter, people say, "Oh, it's so cold," but if you wear the proper clothes, you can actually walk, and you're not gonna freeze to death. So yeah, walking around the city, visiting the cinemas, the theaters, of course. And also talking to people. I think one of the most amazing things about St. Petersburg is how friendly local people are. They are very interested in different cultures, and they always make you lots of questions. They are interested to know where you're from, what you're doing here. So I think that's definitely something that you should, do, meet people.
Well, it's actually interesting that you say that because in my experience, a lot of tourists that have been here say that Russians are really looking unfriendly. But I have the same experience as you, that they are actually really nice if you just try to communicate with them.
Yes, definitely. I was very surprised when I first arrived, actually, because everything I read about Russian people was like they are very like bad mood, rude, and this kind of things. And so I was expecting to be received in this way, right? But no, wow! I was so impressed when I first arrived here. I made friends so easily, and I mean I kept them. They're still part of my life here, and I appreciate that so much. That's definitely one of the reasons why I decided to stay. It was because of the people. They welcomed me here, like, and made me feel at home. So yeah, definitely, I agree with you.
Are you planning to stay here for a long time?
Yeah, as long as I can. I mean, I have no plans to leave Russia. I never have been happier in my life, and I'm really grateful to be in the city.
Okay. Well, thank you for your answers to my questions, and I hope that the viewers know a little bit more about you and the city now. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you, guys.